Oh, hi. Was a half a second too slow on that introduction. But Tuesday, now I have to do. And Tuesday was football day. Thursday, which I'm going to try and do this on Fridays, game day. Not football game day. Video games. Nerd media, shit like that. Ooh, trying to make this a show for fans by fans. I think nerd culture, have a good time. Feel free to join in through the chat. And I'd like to introduce the first guy I got on. Mr. Stupendous Cheeks. You also may him as Stu Cheeks from YouTube as well as Twitch.
I heard something about balls, so here I am.
I mean, what can you say about this guy?
Oh my god, what is this? Pow!
Oh, surprise. This is the kind of stuff you can look forward to.
Yeah.
If you ever check
Look at that whiff.
out.
Oh my goodness. The best parts right there.
Hey,
that's us.
Oh, hey, that was me.
You were there for a second.
I was there.
You got to teabag the werewolves. Otherwise, what's
always.
the point?
He's also the first half of your dad is a bear. If you haven't caught that, I'd catch that. It's on Spotify.
Catch it.
He's also active. I think as of today again on SoundCloud. And there's
from time to time. Yeah.
Co-host Stella.
Stella's here.
What else do you need? What else? That's all. That's all you need, Stella.
Wow. Don't mind me. I'm just leveling up in Fortnite on the side.
Ah, me too. Not really. I turned that off. It made my computer scream.
Shaking my head.
Third guy we have on. He's known by many. That's Night Night. Changed his name back to Super Nintendo 64. You can catch him on Twitch as Super Nintendo 64. He also moved out to Utah now. He is the accordion player for Murphy and the Giant.
Yeah, Murphy and the Giant.
Oh, I got your swag mask.
Oh yeah, oh dude, this is like my favorite thing of all time. The only really good thing that we put out there. Even our music is mediocre at best. But yeah, thanks for having me. Super excited.
Don't minimalize it. It's fun pub music.
Oh, definitely. We have a blast. Actually even started streaming some of our shows on Twitch. Still trying to figure out whether or not we'll be streaming tomorrow night. I'm pretty sure nobody that'll be watching this at the moment lives in Utah, but where we're playing, even like our own following probably won't come out. It's like an hour north.
You are like a professional, sell yourself short professional.
Oh, it's my superpower. That's my superpower right there. But yeah, if anybody happens to be in the Ogden, Utah area tomorrow night, we'll be playing at Funkin' Dive. If you're in the Salt Lake area, we'll be somewhere else. Yeah, thanks for having me once again.
Yeah, man. You can check out Murphy on the Giant on YouTube, and I believe you guys are on Spotify as well.
We are, yes. Murphy and the Giant.
Murphy and the Giant. Rounding out the group, a man that I didn't realize his name was actually Josh for a while. I only known him as Jish. He runs a website, Midnight Horror Show. Would recommend if you're ever looking for a horror movie. It's a curated list.
Horror.
My enunciation's typically pretty terrible, so I gotta watch how I speak. But MHS Jish, you can also catch him on Twitch as MHS Jish.
Confirmed he has fingers.
I have fingers?
Yep.
I'm not a crook. How's it going?
Doing good, man. How are you feeling?
Good.
That's exciting.
Yeah, I mean, feeling good.
Sandman.
So you just put up a review, didn't you? on your
Yeah,
site?
yeah. So I reviewed a movie called The Psychic recently. It was it's an old Italian movie by Lucio Fulci. He also did The Gates of Hell and a lot of other. He's very well known for um, doing just mainly for Italian horror.
Yeah, it's
But it's like it's like a giallo film, and it's pretty good. But I basically like to do reviews for um, pretty much anything. Mostly, I get a lot of requests from um, indie production companies or directors. They'll just send me films to review, and sometimes I'll throw in some of the bigger budget ones just for fun. But yeah, we just like to support the indie horror community, and we just like watching the horror movies.
Plus, he won't tell you this, but he runs that website all on his own.
Ooh.
He's a full-on freaking manager, admin, all the top tier, high level CEO.
High level. Yeah, yeah. My employees, sometimes they get a little bit lazy, but we try to keep the content going. We also have a Twitch channel where during October we'll probably be doing. Last year we were watching horror movies every day on Amazon Prime,
That was a good time.
so we might do some of that, and then also some horror gaming, which I'm sure we might get into in this discussion.
That's
at some
right.
point.
You did like 30 days of watch parties, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they
Awesome.
have improved on them or not, but it was a lot of fun. The one thing I wish that they had was a feature where you could pause the movie, so that
Yeah.
if you're watching along with other people, you could maybe pause it and comment on stuff, and I feel like that would be a really good benefit to that. And I think they're planning on, if they haven't already, I haven't done a watch party since, but they may have added some features since last year.
I'm just curious how much you just got paid by Jeff Bezos to talk about that.
I know, right?
Jeff Bezos. Well, you know what Jeff Bezos doesn't know about? Huel. That's right, folks. Huel. It's the inclusive
all-new
vitamin mineral shake drink that you can get a referral code from me. Just tag me on social media.
Is this like a legit
Candyman.
sponsorship here? Like we're,
Apparently, I didn't know there was going to be that.
Just tag Jish on social, all your favorite social media channels, Plex Storm, Only John's.
No, I was
Only
just joking. Because we were talking about promotion.
Did you
But,
see the
um,
chat? Sandman's
good.
going to see Candyman tonight.
I know.
Nice,
I
nice.
saw him post about that. It's one movie I gotta see.
I need to. I guess it's supposed to be a spiritual successor to the original one.
That's the way it looks.
So
Oh, it's not a remake?
I don't think it's an entire remake. I think it might
No.
be kind of maybe a reimagining. But the original one's just legendary. Tony
Mhm.
Todd is just amazing in that.
Mhm.
the guy that's supposed to be playing Candyman. I always feel bad because I can never remember his name, but guy's like a true badass. He's been like in every single iteration of Star Trek since it's come out. So I'm actually super excited about this movie just because of
Okay.
that. God, what the fuck is his name? Wait, is this like a family-friendly
I don't know.
podcast?
Supposedly.
A family of
Have you ever watched?
Wait, is it Tony Todd? That is Tony Todd. Shit.
Is it
Well,
Tony Todd?
Tony Todd was the original Candyman.
I was
don't
gonna
know
say
if-
he seems the more original.
I don't know if he played him. Let me look here.
No, he's
Different
in the 20.
backstory.
He has a credit in this year some.
He might. I bet he makes an appearance. Maybe he'll do a cameo or something.
dude, he even showed up in Final Destination.
So it's considered a reboot.
A rebut. It's a
Yeah, but
rebut.
but he is the Candyman.
Oh, he is in the 2021 version?
At least so far from what I'm finding.
Maybe
That
it's
one-
going to be the kind of
supposed to-
thing like where it same universe, but like 20 years later, you know, and like a new
Yeah.
Candyman, but he's still it.
Well, the thing I read is like, he's supposed to make a
Cameo.
Okay.
Like, yeah, I don't know. We're diving.
I'm
into
excited
a
for it.
horror movie hole. I am too. This looks good. There's not a lot of horror movies I like to watch. This one actually, probably have
Mhm.
to sit down and watch.
Oh, you'll be sitting down and Candyman knocks you on your ass.
You probably will. Why don't we get a little more Mike's gaming background, and then we'll hit Tam's gaming background since we got Jish down.
Gaming background. Like, honestly, my.
I know you've more or less taken a hiatus. Work has taken over your life, as happens when you become an adult.
Yeah.
But I mean, you are more or less a casual player. You enjoy your Apex. You've been playing Fortnite with us.
Fortnite has definitely become king as far as like everything I've been playing, which has been super crazy. Honestly, I was against it for the longest time, but it's been a genuinely fun game without a ton of the toxicity that you get in most games. I do miss Apex though. Like, honestly, it's kind of a game that unless you're like super good at it, it's not really a solo kind of game. Beyond those two first-person shooters, well, I guess Fortnite's more of a third-person, isn't it? Aside from those two games, a lot of it's been kind of more the Blizzard stuff. StarCraft 2 has always been my jam. It's the original StarCraft. I still jump on there and play that all the time. And did WoW for a long time there. But I'd say, once again, my background is definitely a lot more casual than most. Definitely not as into it as Toxicity of Our City. Oh, not as into it as like Tannis and Jish, but I do enjoy the game on occasion. Yes.
Good. It is. Then we got Mr. Cheeks up here. He's Mr. Go-to when I want to talk Nintendo.
You cheeky bastard. Yeah, man. Nintendo was my jam. My very first console ever was a Super Nintendo. Shit, I don't know how old I was. I was a kid. Super Mario World and Link to the Past. That's where it all fucking started. You hear that, kids? That's where it fucking started. Dude, Apex sucked up my life as soon as that released, which you can blame on Jish, by the way, because
I will.
he was a day one player and he streamed it that night. I was like, I knew it existed, but I passively was like, not that interested. And I saw him play it, so I hopped on, and you know, the rest, it's all a blur after that.
Yeah.
But I'm a casual cat at heart, and like a true cat, I have a competitive side when I feel challenged.
I feel like if I put up Space Pope's comment here, it might trigger you.
Discuss Seer nerfs. Seer's my favorite legend ever added to the game since the beginning of time. He's probably the best thing to happen to Apex Legends ever.
Isn't it?
Definitely not
Not
anything
breaking the
negative
game.
about him. I think Space Pope would agree.
I got started in gaming with the ColecoVision. That dates me a little bit. But
ColecoVision.
my sister and I had one, and then somebody broke into our house and took it. And then we probably had like just every console after that over the years. Like I even had a TurboGrafx 16 at one point, and then
I never heard of that.
it was around the same time as Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo. It had these little credit card sized games, and that's where Bonk's Adventure. You've probably heard of that.
Mm-hmm.
That came from TurboGrafx, and some other games like Splatterhouse with the Jason looking guy. then they just had a ton of games around that time. But
Is that where Night Trap came from? When did Night Trap appear?
I think that was Sega Saturn or Sega
Oh,
CD,
okay.
maybe.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, the consoles, and then competitive gaming coming from like Halo days is crazy now.
That was the beginning.
Yeah, like I can't even keep up with Apex. And like he said, I was the one that got him to start playing it, but I'm just not as quick as all these kids out there.
Kids of today are quicker than I ever was as a kid.
Well, if you
Oh,
grow
kids
up,
today have hacks.
Oh, okay.
Well,
That's all it is.
That too.
It's true. Like if I could work my allowance to being like, yeah, give me $20 and pay the service every month for me, I probably would have done
Are you
it.
admitting to being a hacker?
No,
Got him.
I never wanted to break my equipment.
Oh,
And back in the day, where
right.
hacks, were mostly for PC gaming, and you ran the risk of destroying either your game files, your PC, corrupting, your hard drive, all sorts of damage you could do off of it. I never
Not the
touched it
hard drive.
unless it was a Game Shark. Touch that.
Oh yeah, touch that.
Oh yeah,
Genie.
Game
Yeah.
Shark, Game Genie, those were legit.
Those are good stuff. I myself started in Super Nintendo days. Super Mario Brothers is all I had for like probably 3 years.
That's all you need.
That's all I needed. Went from there to play action football, and then from then on, I kind of had every console as well. Even still have my original Super Nintendo.
Wow.
Yeah, I got big into Game Boy gaming, and then PC. Diablo 1 opened up that door, and then StarCraft 1. So I've been a Blizzard fan since then. Not as much now, but that is where I've gone.
Blizzard's
Yeah.
Blizzard's come under fire recently.
Are you
with that,
still a
so-
Blizzard fan?
Yeah.
They have entered a blizzard, if you will.
Yep. Blizzard North will forever have a place in my heart, but this day and age, no.
You know what? It turned from a blizzard into the shit winds.
Started on NES. Yeah, NES was technically my second console. But yeah, Super
I
Nintendo
had
was
a-
first.
Ness,
Jish said
Ness-
ColecoVision though.
ColecoVision.
I'd say,
yeah,
I'd
Coleco,
say
that
he
was
kind
like
of surpasses us all.
right around
Yeah,
the
he did.
Atari days, but like the NES is where I remember when I got my NES, my grandmother bought it for me, which my mom hated because that took up a lot of TV time playing even just the base game when it came out with just Super Mario Brothers, Duck Hunt, the combo pack with the light zapper.
I had that.
That's
Oh, so good.
in itself at the time was just revolutionary. Like people, now it's just whatever. But back then, as a kid, like there was nothing cooler than that.
Except you.
No, you
Got him.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys know, Jish is one of the Dunedain. He's blessed with a long life. So
He's also the Four Loco King.
he is the. If you've
He
ever been
is.
searching, he is the fifth loco. Just
He
FYI.
is. That's his blood.
It's,
The
Yep.
blood is the fifth loco.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, it's out there. Now you have to go back in hiding.
yeah.
I don't think I played an NES until after I had a GameCube. No, I had
Wow.
it before that.
I remember NES was the first console we ever got. The crappy thing is like we were super poor back in the day, so we had the Duck Hunt Mario combo,
Yes.
and then we had
Mhm.
Bases Loaded, the first Bases
Yes.
Loaded, which was a fucking awesome baseball game.
Yeah, it was.
And that was it. I think those are the only two games we ever got for the NES.
I don't know what else you need.
Well, yeah, like that was we were set. But honestly, I'd like to say I started with NES, but honestly, those are the only two games, and I never really got like another console till like Sega, and then again we got Shaq's Shaq Fu,
Shaq Fu.
and I'm pretty sure that was the only game we had for fucking Sega, man.
So did you play the new one?
Shaq Fu? No,
Yeah.
no. I saw Tanis streamed it. I'm pretty sure.
Adam was streaming it.
I
Mhm.
streamed it.
Was it you? Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
it
The
was
new
you,
one,
wasn't
yeah.
it? Yeah.
So I went through that boss. After that boss, I'm like, I don't know if I can play this again.
Dude, I
It's
got that
literally-
game for free because I
did
bought
too.
the new NBA Streets game, and they gave Shaq Fu for free to anyone who got that game.
That's
They're
that's
just giving it. Please take it.
like I was enjoying it up until the boss I fought was a literal butt.
I didn't even play that far.
Yeah, the boss like I beat her. Like it was a chick who turned into a butt, and when she turned into a butt, I'm like, nah, I'm good.
You're like, please sit on me.
Yes,
That
but
was the end of Adam.
I remember on NES, like one of the biggest things ever was when the TMNT arcade game came out.
Ooh,
that was a good one.
Yes.
That was like, if you knew someone that had that, then they were pretty.
Talk of the playground.
Had the money.
See, I
Yeah,
remember.
they were pretty high status in the gaming community back then. Which was only people with NESs, so it was like
Wait, that's the one where it's like a side scroller kind of like, even though you can kind of go up and down a little bit, but you're still
Mhm.
like side scrolling through it. And like
Yeah,
the first
but-
one's like you have to rescue like April from was it Rocksteady or
So-
something?
yeah, I think
Yeah. The-
Rocksteady.
I feel like
comes-
it was kind of clones. Like that, you had your Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle arcade game, your Marvel arcade game, and Simpsons.
Yes,
Mhm.
those three.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was like the
they're always in
trifecta.
your Pizza Hut.
I think
and-
there's actually an arcade one up you can get now, like the ones that you can buy at Walmart. Oh yeah, X-Men arcade game too. That's
Yeah,
a
that
good
was a good
point
one.
there, Sandy.
Storm all
But
day.
yeah, those. Oh yeah, they had the Avengers game. And there were a few of those, but yeah, the Simpsons and TMNT were just at the arcades. They'll just eat your quarters.
Mm.
But I
Yeah,
think,
they will.
like I was saying, I don't know if they're all in the same machine, but you know how they just started releasing those arcade games at like Walmart or whatever they're
Yeah,
called, arcade.
the like
Oh,
half cabinet.
yeah.
Yeah, they're like
Yeah.
half cabinets, but the actual arcade
Mhm.
version of the game. And I think they released one that does have like the Simpsons and TMNT together or something.
When
That'd be a pretty fun thing to have around.
Fun
throw some money down on that.
Yeah,
waste of your day.
I know, right?
It's a good time. All right. Well, I want to get into some current and future video games talk. And to me, nothing's hotter right now than Nintendo. It's on that
Or
list.
specifically Pokemon
Oh yeah, dude.
is what you're thinking.
Yeah, like blinders went up to everything else
Yeah.
as soon as I saw that last promo for Arceus.
Dude, I forgot the new Pokemon Snap even existed until I got an email from Nintendo like last week saying
Oh,
there's
the free
an
update.
update. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Pokemon Snap
forgot.
is out.
Yeah.
When did it come out?
Like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Something like that.
Oh my god.
It's that game is like such a weird case of everyone wanted it, but then people forget that it even came out. Like that's not an uncommon thing with that game.
I'm pretty sure like the beginning of 2020 all the way up until like the beginning of 2021 that doesn't exist. So
Blur. Yep.
yeah, like it was announced what, like 2019 or something. So I'm still waiting.
It's like it's 2024 and Mike's like, is that game out yet?
Nintendo topic number one.
It's your highest
Oh,
rank.
In Apex Battle Pass. Wow.
I'm at
What is
0.
2 Space Poop? I don't know. I honestly don't know. That's the
Shaking
game
my
that
head.
I've opened up 3 times on my Switch.
I heard
Just
from
have a giggle.
you. Wait, you actually play it on your Switch sometimes?
It's only been, I think, with you, and it's
Okay.
just so I can have a quick laugh at like,
Yeah.
just
How-
how it looks like an N64 game.
It runs at like 20
I-
frames per
I
second.
mean, anybody could have seen that coming, but
Yeah.
EA's like, people are still going to buy some stuff. So let's
Skins.
put it out there.
Get that.
They don't even care about fixing it either. Like, still half the matches don't count. I hear it all the time. I still get comments on that video I put out about that. Like, I had one today. This guy said he hit diamond rank on fucking Switch Apex, which I have no idea how you would have the patience on the Switch version, even if there were not, the server issues.
Hmm.
Getting all the way up to diamond on that version. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Kids these
that's terrible.
days.
But you didn't even know that Pokemon Snap came out, Mike. Did you see the promo for the new Pokemon games?
No, I haven't. Like, I've been
Wait.
under a rock for like the last, I want to say 3-4 months or so.
Wait a second.
Alright.
Do you know about Arceus?
I don't actually, man.
Oh, this could be fun then.
Okay.
I'm looking this up right now.
No, no. I got you.
All right.
Alright, so first,
Here
so
we go.
did you have a Nintendo DS?
Nintendo DS? No.
Yes. Okay. So on Nintendo DS, there's Diamond and Pearl. I'm trying to think where those were located, because Black and White was located in North America. I think Diamond and Pearl was Sinnoh region. Probably help if I hit the right button here. I'll show it to you. So they're coming out with a remaster version of that. Looks all chibi. Pokemon Follow You. Like, that's cool and all, but to me, I'm not spending my money on this. If it was handed to me, I'd probably just throw it in the garbage and show them I have it on DS, and be like, no. Like, this is cool. Like, they built up on a few things that already existed within the game, which is like a social hub. And then there's a whole underground system where you used to find like fossils and gems, and like you could revive those Pokemon, and then you could.
So they
create
did
the
actually add stuff.
Yeah, you create the secret hideout now,
Okay.
and you could decorate it in the original game, but
This
this
game
time
looks better than Apex on Switch.
Yeah, it does. But
That's true.
in this way, like depending on how you decorate your secret hideout, you get a secret dungeon with roaming wild Pokemon, and there'll be different Pokemon based on how you decorate it. This, that, cool. I'm not gonna spend $60 on that still.
It's $60.
Damn.
Just knowing Nintendo, it's gonna
Yeah.
be $60.
Yeah.
Like, tell me it's not gonna be $60, and then I might think about it. So this is coming out in November,
Each $50, 60 each probably.
and then I don't even care what version I show here. This beautiful piece of man. This is the Arceus. So if you haven't seen the like reveal video or anything, I'd recommend seeing it like later today. So think Breath of the Wild with Pokemon, like full open world. Mechanically,
Kind of like Monster
kinda
Hunter
similar.
too.
Yeah, they compared it to Monster Hunter as well. So it's like you go out on missions like you would in Monster Hunter. They give you certain equipment, and you take off on a mission. And the missions can be anything from, catching Pokemon, collecting data. Like, that's kind of Monster Hunter stuff.
Kind
But
of looks like
Ray, she's gonna
Okay.
catch that.
Real
That's the
time
new-
catching them.
Yeah, that's the new Growlithe. So like Pokemon battles are you throw out your Pokemon in front of them and it triggers a battle, and you can catch them that way too. Like,
Wow. This actually looks pretty fucking
Oh.
amazing.
I'm
So-
so excited for this.
So basically, ever since open world games like first began in a 3D setting, it's people have been begging, like asking, like imagine Pokemon in like an open world,
Mhm.
Like finally they're taking that leap. It's gonna run at like 15 frames per second, but but it's Pokemon.
I mean, I am hopeful that it's going to look better on release date, because it looks okay. Like some of the stuff, of course, looks a
Yeah.
little off, like the trees, the water looks a little eh. And I mean, and also like there's the art style's kind of fitting to how the graphics are, but I'm sure it'll be a little more cleaned out when they release it in January.
But
yeah,
I
there's,
mean,
like,
it's still a good looking game if you're not
Yeah.
trying to sit it next to The Last of Us 2 or something like that.
yeah, and for what it is, which is a Pokemon game, which are typically 2D,
Mhm.
this looks way more thought out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the previous like 3 games are leading up to this. I don't know. I noticed a lot of people complain about Pokemon Go, quick cash grab, but we're trying out that 3D free roam aspect. Where it wasn't just random encounters; you ran into the Pokemon, and they did the same thing with Sword and Shield, where it was just an area.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just that centralized area.
I think
But-
some people kind of gave up hope on this kind of game after Sword and Shield because Pokemon Go. Which was the one for the Switch? Pokemon Quest something.
You're talking Let's Go.
Let's Go. Yeah, Let's Go Eevee. Let's Go. The other one.
Pikachu.
Pikachu.
Yeah.
Yeah. The main Pokemon that everyone knows about. That one. Pikachu, use Thunderbolt on me, please. But I think a lot of Pokemon fans kind of gave up because they wanted something like Arceus back with Let's Go. And then people were like, no, this is just a spin-off. The main game is coming next year in 2019.
Yeah,
then
and
Sword
then,
and Shield came out. It's like, man, missed opportunity to like go all in on like open world Pokemon. So I think after that, people kind of gave up. And then now it's coming.
Honestly, this is like the well, like you were saying, is the next logical step that they should have taken like forever ago, maybe even before Breath of the Wild. Like these guys should have been like doing this forever ago.
and
Like I'm super fucking excited for it. That's fucking awesome.
Dude,
I'll get
Are we going to get a
trailer
Super
later
Nintendo
on, but
stream?
I'm gonna
Finally?
go pre-order it. Like I'm gonna go pre-order. I don't pre-order anymore. Like the most I'll pre-order now is like 2 days before, a day before, where they're still kind of letting you pre-order and get like something back for it. If I decide, I'm gonna buy it. Cool. I'll just pre-order it now, preload it, get the one free gift. I don't pre-order games months ahead anymore. I'm gonna go pre-order this one months ahead.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Physical
And-
copy?
I'm gonna get a physical copy.
Yeah.
Easier on the hardware and the memory. But dude,
Plus, it's just way cooler.
maybe it's just an old person thing too. Having physical copies of games.
Pokemon Go is just a rebranded version of another existing game. Yeah, what was that? What was that game called?
I don't know. There's
Um,
3 of them. It's all by Niantic. Niantic.
Well, isn't that just kind of what they do now? What's that MOBA?
League of Legends.
No, the Pokemon
Yeah.
one.
Oh, the Pokemon Unite.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's by what is it? I don't know if it's a subsidiary of the same company that owns Riot, or if it's just a piece of Riot. I can't remember.
Oh, so
But-
is it actually like people from Riot who worked on that game?
Not specifically. Apparently, like I didn't even know that Riot sold a while back, but apparently they're owned by another company, and that company is the one that
Is
kinda
EA.
Oh, that would cut me deep. Ingress.
Not Tencent, is it?
Ingress, yeah. It was like where like portals would open up in like specific areas, and like other people with Ingress, like the game, would have to go over there and try to close it, right? Like I had a client like way back in the day when I was still doing massage, they were playing Ingress like crazy, and that's what Pokemon Go is built off of,
Mhm.
which I heard is such a badass game, but I never got into it.
Ingress or Pokemon Go?
Ingress. Pokemon Go, man, I jumped on that like day one. I was super into that. Kind of dropped off super quickly though.
Yeah, I did too.
Like the crowds, man. The crowds running all over the place. That was wild. That was a good time.
I remember that.
People were everywhere playing that.
Yeah, I remember being at like the state capitol here in Utah, like at 2-3 o'clock in the morning, people still running around trying to catch your Pokemon. It was pretty insane and also fun at the same time. You had like an instant group of friends that you've never met before, and then all of a sudden you were
It's
like
true.
with people.
I still play it here and there, and like especially when if I go to like a new place or something,
Yeah,
it's fun
I still
to,
pull it out.
to
It's-
see if there's anything different there.
Yeah, and they did add like remote options after 2020. So like you can do remote raid passes, like even though you're in another state, I can jump in a raid and invite you, use the
Mhm.
remote raid pass, and you're there with me. So they added a lot of good quality of life updates. But yeah, man, Arceus, buying it.
I'm right there with you, man.
It looks pretty cool.
Yes.
As long as they have Mr. Mime in there.
Because if they don't,
Boycotted.
boycott
Okay.
it.
Oh, that was a big turn for Pokemon Snap. No Mr. Mime.
What?
Stick in my head.
I don't even know.
Yeah, I looked. Yeah, some data miner found every Pokemon that was like discovered in the game. Mr. Mime wasn't among them,
Shaking.
but apparently they
My
left empty
head.
slots.
He
So it could be added.
was the hero of Detective Pikachu. How could they not put him in a game?
This is a travesty of the highest level.
I mean, think
Yes.
about it. Would they have succeeded without him? Mm-mm.
Honestly, Mr. Mime being in that movie is probably
Yes.
the number one reason I remember it. When he's like fake dousing himself in gas, I
Yeah.
laughed at that shit. That was some of the funniest
It was good.
stuff I've seen in a movie lately.
Oh man.
I'm curious though. So like, Pokemon Arceus, great new game, and then you got Diamond and Pearl, which is a remake.
Mhm.
What kind of remake game would you guys want to see?
Well, obviously, Night Trap, starring Randy Leahy.
You just in any game, or are you talking just Pokemon?
It's any game, like any kind
Hmm.
of game, because like you had Tony Hawk 1 and 2, they came out. You have
Right,
Diablo 2, that's coming out next week, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
They
which I
remade
played
the Resident Evils, and
Yep.
Those are going pretty well. I like those remakes.
So there was a game that came out back in like the PlayStation era, like PS1, that I am super
RC
sad
Pro-Am? Yeah.
never actually got any sort of traction whatsoever. But I remember I have the most fondest of memories of staying up for 24 hours with my brother and all of his friends playing this particular game that nobody's ever heard of. It was called High School Rivals. It was like a game straight from fucking Japan, like where they had like all these different like high schools in this video game, and you had to go from it was basically a fighter game. And you go high school to high school to high school, and everybody had their own like uniforms and their own mascots and all this, and you're basically beating the shit out of each other. It was basically like a Street Fighter-esque video game, but like with crazy like anime-esque high schoolers and their own like think like Yu Yu Hakusho. You guys ever watch that? Yeah, so
Mhm.
like with like or just about any anime that ever came out with like showcasing different uniforms and shit. They should remake that. It'll never happen because nobody knows of this fucking game. But
Well, we got to spread the word.
Remake DSX.
DCX.
Just tweet daily at whoever the developer is.
no, I should look this up.
Should. That rival
I
school.
know about like
You played it.
what's that?
Comments. Just reading comments.
Oh,
Wait, did somebody else say it?
wait,
Yeah.
Sandman knows about it.
Yeah, apparently he has played it.
Well, then you're not alone, Mike.
Shit.
I think you two got to go on a campaign.
Yeah, Sandman. You know the awesomeness of this game because it was fucking awesome. We played that all fucking night, and then we'd have our nights where we played nothing but Silent fucking Hill, and then we never want to sleep ever again.
Mhm.
Ugh. That's a game they need to remaster if they haven't already.
That's a whole story there.
Oh,
Kojima
yeah.
and everything.
With the Silent Hill demo that they deleted or whatever.
Right,
Why
the one
back?
that had Norman Reedus.
Oh, did it?
Mhm.
I thought it was just a kind of a walking through a house kind of demo. I didn't know there was any Are you thinking of the same thing I am?
Wasn't Norman, because that was when Kojima got booted from Konami because he was doing the Norman Reedus Silent Hills game.
I'm thinking of PT. It was
Oh,
it was
okay.
on PS4
Right.
briefly, and then
I remember that now.
they took it down, and then it was supposed to end up being a full game, but then it just never materialized. Pretty much.
Shaking my head.
I think I know what Mr. Cheeks would want, though.
Yeah.
That Xenoblade
I mean,
port over to Switch.
obviously, I want Xenoblade Chronicles X on my goddamn Switch right now. You know what game I really, maybe not remade, but just remastered is Time Splitters 2.
That was a good one.
That was one of the best shooters, in my opinion,
FPS.
back in the GameCube PS2 time.
Yeah, it had a rough market, though, because it came out at the same time as Halo.
Yeah.
I remember playing that one and being like, I don't even know what this game is. I play Halo, though.
Yeah, I could only afford one console. I was like 13 at the time when Xbox and GameCube came out. I could only afford one, and I was a Nintendo bitch. So I was not an early Halo adopter.
There are some games that would be fun to see remakes of that came out on the Dreamcast too.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I know they just remade
Yeah.
Crazy Taxi, I think, but there were, what was that? Fusion Frenzy would be a good remake game.
Yeah,
Or,
but they did re-release that one virtually to Xbox.
They did, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
On Game Pass on the new Xbox, right?
yeah.
But I mean, if they remade it today, it would be pretty good if they were to make a new one. Or there were also these other games. Let me see if this is what I'm thinking of.
What I'd like to see would be like Pokemon XD, because it'd be plausible. And I never got a chance to finish that game. And right now, if I were to buy it on GameCube, it would be like $80 to $120. I don't know if you guys ever played that one.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I just had a hell of a fight in Fortnite.
So you look like you're doing something.
I was.
What game was that?
He's multitasking over here, you son of a bitch.
Is-
Oh, we need your attention, stupendous cheeks. What's
I got
going on?
I got to level
Is
up.
he-
You know that
he's
battle
really-
pass.
Dude, the battle pass. There's
Oh,
what,
wow.
only less than a month left. He's trying to get the bonus goods.
Oh,
right.
shit.
All right,
Oh,
what was
man.
the question?
What was the good?
Don't even worry about it. Just looking up some info.
No, I was. Another game was I think Power Stone on Dreamcast.
Dreamcast.
Power Stone.
That was another
All I
fun
need-
one.
All I need is Ready to Rumble.
Or
Ready to Rumble. I know this game. What is this game? Ready to...
The
Anyone with
boxing game?
yeah, anybody with a Dreamcast had it.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever have a Virtual Boy and play Telero Boxer? That was some shit right there.
I did play the crap out of the Wii boxing game though, to the point that I made people quit. Afro Thunder. No, because I was playing with a friend and she beat me in everything else, and I'm like, you don't want to play me in boxing. That's the only thing I play on the Wii. And I beat her in the first round, so she turned it off, and we went and did something else because she can't handle it.
You're a bully.
I'm a bully, Canadian bully. And it's funny. If I didn't write this down, I would have forgotten with all the Arceus stuff coming out.
Oh,
But with
yeah.
Breath of the Wild 2.
So I don't have enough words to describe my relationship with the Zelda games. I just don't have enough words for that. But that will always be like number one on my list of most anticipated games. Like, what's next for Zelda? God damn it!
Yeah.
You can play Breath of the Wild for 200 hours and still find new shit. And the thing about Breath of the Wild 2 that has a lot of people concerned is it started out as DLC for Breath of the Wild. Imagine words. Yep. Imagine. Shout out imagining.
Imagining.
Breath of the Wild 2 started out as DLC for the first game. And with the trailer that they finally released at E3, it looks amazing. There are some aspects in there from Skyward Sword that look pretty exciting, but it still felt like DLC because it's using the same Hyrule from Breath of the Wild. So the big question is, how much of a new game is it?
Yeah.
Well, that's why you got to be patient with Zelda games, because like, never underestimate them.
I actually never played Breath of the Wild yet,
Oh my god,
but
it set a new standard for open world games with the climbing aspect. I think
Mhm.
you can climb anything in the whole game.
Mhm.
And Horizon Zero Dawn came out at the same time, so we were playing that too. And in Horizon Zero Dawn, I kept trying to fucking climb rocks and shit, and you can't. Like, only designated spots, you know. And now Breath of the Wild, like every open world game, I just want to climb shit because that is a main mechanic of that game. Shout out Surprise Mechanics. So, yeah.
I'm
Put
I'm
it in my,
guilty of
put it
not
in my
finishing
veins. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, did you never finish like the actual like story, or going through like all of the different things that you can do?
Yes. Basically, I'm on one last the volcano area. That's the only area I have left in Ganondorf. That was it.
Okay.
But I set it down to play a different game, never picked it back up, and loaned it to Billy because he never played it. And I'm like, I'm not going to finish this.
Oh, that's when he got it?
Here you go.
That's when he
Yeah.
borrowed my amiibo.
Yeah. That's actually probably about 3 months after I set it down to play a new game.
Billy.
You don't even have to like beat all the dungeons in that one to beat the game. It's just a
Yeah.
lot harder to do it if you don't
Yeah.
beat the dungeons.
There are actually
I need to
videos
focus.
of people like trying to beat the
Speedrunning.
game
Mhm.
like from like after you finish that intro prelogue. I don't know whatever that
Right.
thing is. Interlude. I don't know what is the word for that. The beginning part. The beginning part where you're like,
Introduction.
yeah. The
There's another
introduction.
word for it.
There
prologue?
really is. Prologue. Is that it? Prologue. There's a prologue before you get into
Yeah.
the actual like game. Yeah.
I feel like I'd call it an intro of the game
An intro.
because the prologue would be before the actual story, but you're playing through.
Yeah.
I'm sure they've speed run the crap out of that game.
Oh, they do. Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, I need to try it. I'm also hyped for that Metroid game,
Oh my god, Metroid Dread.
but
Got his attention.
not.
Yes, yeah, I forgot about that as soon as Arceus came out. I'm like,
I'm not hyped to pay $60 for a
Yeah, I knew
a
that was
side
coming.
scroller.
no.
I mean,
Maybe that.
you can
why I forgot
you
it.
can say that it's because of the franchise or whatever, and
Mhm.
yes, it may be deservedly $60 quality wise, but it's just for me
Wait,
like a
is it?
side scrolling game. I don't know. It's a tough
Really-
sell at $60 for me. Like
Yeah.
30, I think.
I can understand it only if they're sticking to like the rules that are out there about new game pricing, and it has to be $60.
Mhm.
And then they throw it on sale, maybe drop it to like 30, 40. Like that'd be
Yeah.
understandable.
Oh no, main Nintendo IPs like that are never going on
Yeah,
sale.
Yeah, I
like
think
that.
they're doing it just because it's Nintendo. Ah! No, I got shot.
But yeah,
No, I died.
that one I'm gonna buy, even though it's gonna be $60.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not. I never really grew up playing Metroid. I never got big into it, and even when that game on GameCube came out, which is one I want to play, where it's the first time it was first person.
Oh, Metroid
Yeah,
Prime. Yeah,
Yeah, I never jumped on board.
I couldn't
Dude.
play that one just because of the controls. Like I couldn't get the GameCube controller was just too wacky for me to figure
Yeah.
out. I never owned a
Oh, like-
GameCube.
Also, it doesn't play like a first-person shooter.
Yeah,
if
it doesn't
you're,
play
if you're,
like
if
a-
you're used to games like Call of Duty and whatever else.
Well,
It's a
before that,
first-person adventure
yeah.
game.
Yeah, that seems to be more what people expected, and I don't know, a side-scrolling game like that is not worth $60 because it's not demanding on an engine. You could recycle an engine you already have for a side-scrolling game and just use Metroid assets.
I just love side scrollers and platformers and what they call now. They have a whole genre
Yeah,
that they call Metroidvania, which is kind of like games that are Castlevania / Metroid, where they're a little
Metroid.
action, but also I guess Castlevania style. And a perfect example of that is that game that I play a lot called what is that one?
oh yeah, you stream it as
Dead
well.
Cells.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
'cause
So
you
that
even have
game-
streaming integration.
It's super fun, and it's old school. Kind of just reminds me a lot of Metroid and stuff like that.
Do it.
I'm paying the $60 for it. Like,
Oh yeah, I'll
Like,
pay for it.
yeah.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have it.
mhm.
Like,
just-
yeah, that's a piece of it. Is the nostalgia factor.
Metroid Prime 4 is going to be the other flagship title for me whenever that finally releases.
The
But
arcade
you mentioned
house-
Xenoblade too. Talk about
Yeah.
arcade housing crisis.
So let me tell you about Arcade in the housing.
Did you lose your house?
Oh,
hell
boy.
no. Pay my
Okay,
taxes. I still log
What
in.
a nuisance.
pay
I'm
my
not gonna lie. I
taxes.
stopped playing once I lost my house.
I mean,
Dude,
Well,
we,
here's
we
the
spent a
thing,
lot
the
of
housing-
time getting those houses.
the housing
As soon as it was
crisis
gone, it was
though,
done
by
with.
now.
The
has
hours
probably-
of fishing.
I think the housing crisis probably died down by now. What happened was they had to merge servers,
Oh boy.
and everybody had to log in at a very specific time when the servers went up and instantly try to put down your stuff to secure your land because they basically demolished everybody's land on 2 different servers and then merged the servers into one, and then it was a land grab. Basically, you had to like log in, throw your stuff down, and hopefully you got the spot you wanted. And I actually
Gold
got
Rush.
like one of the best spots in the game. Luckily, I was waiting for that since the beta that spot to open up, so it worked out for me. But if anyone was returning right now, that whole rush is probably over, and people have left the game, and people, are not securing all the land as much anymore. So
Let me just say this about Arcade, man. That was a fun game, and I wish we'd jump back on there. Like, because like the 3 of us and Tennessee never jumped onto this little bandwagon. About
Yeah.
we would like. What was it? That
Those
one
adventures.
buff, like
I
that
watched it.
fishing buff, where we'd spend 2 hours just sitting there fishing,
Mhm.
just fishing. Like I've never
In a
had a
game.
game. Yeah. I have never had a game where fishing was actually like legitimately satisfying.
oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and you can go out onto like once you get your fishing skill up, you can actually go out into the ocean and fish for like prize fish that you can sell for like a ton of gold and stuff.
We
So,
started doing that.
Yeah.
I still have the boat and everything. We can play anytime.
So is the arcade housing crisis what finally tipped you over the edge to move on to the Jeff Bezos New World
Let me
and
tell you
go full time with New World?
New World.
Yeah, I was the
Uh,
first New World Pro in the beta.
Glad I didn't touch that.
I actually decided to relinquish my pro status because the game looks like shit. So
I see.
that's my hot
You
take
crazers.
on New World.
So that's when your sponsor switched from Amazon to Huel.
Yeah, well,
I should say for legal purposes, Huel does not sponsor him, but maybe one day.
let me tell you about this drink called
Someday.
No.
Huel, get yours today.
Get yours today.
Use my promo code.
It'd
This
be
is-
funny if like 1 million people started signing up.
This is the only Huel Fuel. I need right here. What is this? Oh, God.
That's
So
Erasers.
Uniracers.
requested
You-
to show Uniracers. This would be Sandman's choice of a remade game.
What is this?
Oh,
Okay.
I mean, I already.
I don't think
Wasn't
I've ever
there
seen
a
this.
Super
but
Nintendo version of this?
Yeah, this is I think Super Nintendo footage.
Is it? Okay. This was one I always saw like when at the video store when I went to rent Super Nintendo games. I just never picked it.
yeah, it looks like it could be pretty fun.
Do a kickflip.
I'm sure someone's
Twist.
got some world records for time trials or something in this.
New
course.
World Records.
Shout out New World. Oh yeah, I love New World again. Sorry.
Right.
It was. Didn't mean to mislead anybody. Don't shadow ban me, Amazon.
This is blasphemy.
Oh man. I feel like there's already successors to that game on mobile.
Yeah.
That
Like
kind of
every
reminded me of
side-scrolling racer game, basically.
Yeah.
No.
It's a good
you
time.
did
though.
mention RC Pro-Am though too earlier, and that game for the NES would be super fun if it was remade. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Sure.
You're not wrong. Majority of old games on a new engine would be pretty amazing. Especially
What about
classics.
there were some other games, I mean, that now remade could be fun that were all old NES games like California games and World Games. They had like all these different events you could do.
Oh man, you know what I would love to see come back, and it has to come back in the same format as this original game. I don't remember the name of it. It was like some sort of Olympic like game where there was like a limited run of this. But
Was
came
it
with,
the
like,
Olympics?
it might have been the Olympics actually, but you had to
It was
buy
on
like
NES?
you had to buy the pad with like the dots. They had like the red dots, and then you had the blue dots.
Oh yeah,
And
it
then
was
you had to,
track
like,
and field.
run- Track, yeah,
Track
yeah.
and field,
Oh,
yeah.
track
Some
and field.
Nintendos came with the pad
So,
that you run
Oh,
on
Yes.
and the light zapper and the controllers and stuff.
Yes. That
That's
would
good
be awesome if it came out, and you had to get the pad as well, so you could set down the pad and actually like run to it, and like
That
Yeah,
thing was
it
so
sounds doable.
hard to use too. I mean, it worked. It was actually a really good idea for the time, but
That's what she said.
Like I know the Wii and the Switch have come out with their own versions of like this with like the controller where you're like
A band.
like-
The fitness board. Oh, Ring Fit
Yeah.
Adventure is
Ring
legit.
Fit Adventure is
That's,
actually really good.
Yeah, that's a
for the Wii,
workout.
for the Switch. That thing,
Ring Fit Adventure. Get yours today.
get yours today.
$80 at Target.
But no, I've played that a lot. Like it works the crap out of you.
oh man, I will say this, Sandman, you impressed me with the rival schools knowledge. So
Yeah.
yes, good on you, man.
That
That
kind
was
of
a
Respect
fucking
for
awesome game.
Sandman.
that kind of reminded me of a game I played on 64, Flying Dragon. That was a fighting game I spent a lot of time on.
Flying Dragon.
I even bought a copy a long time ago on eBay to make sure I had one.
Yeah.
Because it was all. So it was one of those games where they did all of the text in English, but all the words were left in Japanese.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know, it was a fun fighting game.
Oh wow. I'm looking at the
I've actually streamed it once too.
I was busy being a basic bitch with Banjo Kazooie.
Nothing wrong with that.
ooh,
Didn't they remake
so-
that?
Yeah, after
think so.
Microsoft got it.
Yeah. I bought the IP. Oh man.
Soul Reaver. You guys ever play that one? Soul Reaver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
PS1.
Yeah. I think they tried remaking that one, didn't they? Maybe.
No.
Or they had like a sequel to it and it didn't go anywhere.
Shaking my head either way.
Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver.
Oh, yeah.
$99.
Wow.
Oh, you know what I would like to see remade? Either Vigilante 8 or Twisted Metal.
Twisted Metal.
Twisted
It
Metal.
needs to come back.
Ooh. I was watching a video about like dead genres, video game genres, and that was actually one of the ones that like
The
I
Smash
never
'em
really-
car games.
Yeah, yeah.
Twisted Metal, Burnout.
Twisted Metal was
That's
so
fun.
fun multiplayer, though. It was times.
I remember playing it.
Burnout was such a novelty when that came out.
Yeah.
I was a big fan.
Back in the day, those Destruction Derby type games were just they were awesome.
It's like a generation of people that had a lot of pent-up anger that really needed to get it out. I kind of wonder why they haven't really like come out with anything quite, since maybe everybody's not quite as repressed anymore.
I think GTA
maybe.
pretty much just took
Yeah.
that market.
Yeah.
Just
I almost
They cornered
reinstalled GTA 5 the other day, actually, but
I've still
I,
got
think
it
I
installed.
still have it.
Just in
You know, I
case I
think
want
my-
to log in to spin to
think-
win. you know.
yep, spin to win.
I might have uninstalled it for Red Dead and then uninstalled Red Dead.
That's how it goes. You know,
the chain
and
of
you got
events.
that unlimited data plan.
Yeah. Yeah. Need it between that and work. Oh, man. I don't know.
I was gonna say Road Rash.
Road Rash. That's
Road
the
Rash, yeah.
original.
Actually,
That was a
they
good one.
People with chains and shit.
they
Yeah.
actually have a new Road Rash game.
Do they?
It's called Road Redemption, I think.
Oh,
What?
my.
I don't know if it's the same. Yeah, it's called Road Redemption. It was. I have it. It came out just a few years ago, I think.
Oh, yeah.
It's on
oh,
Steam.
Xbox One,
Boy,
Yeah, it's,
LFG.
PS4,
I would play that. I have it,
LFG. Oh, man.
but I think I might have only played it once though. But yeah, I loved Road Rash, the first one.
I think I only ever played it, I think, in an arcade.
I didn't know they had it in the arcade.
I think it was an arcade machine. Back in the day.
Could you punch the person next to you like you can in the? You're playing next to somebody else. You could just hit
punch
him
him off the bike?
with a stick. Yeah, knock him off the bike.
Dude, that needs
It
to be-
should have been. Just an employee walk up and hand you a pipe. They had the other guy
Excuse me,
chain.
sir.
I'm
Excuse me,
sure there's
sir.
got to be a
This is
VR game like that, right?
This is a Pizza
There
Hut.
should be if there is.
Yeah.
Knocking people out. Boxing. Where is Road Rash VR?
Yeah.
Yeah, where's Road
Just
Rash?
driving simulator where you can get into fights with Karens who rear end you.
I bet there's a game out there for that.
That's like the main reason I would want a VR set is for those simulator games.
Yes.
They have so many fun-looking games on
Yeah.
VR.
Oh yeah. So it's funny. Mike touched on this already a little bit with how games have kind of been lately. We all jumped on Fortnite. Like
Yeah, it's been a hot topic lately, hasn't it?
yeah.
Everyone's
So
kind of escaping their main passion. I think Tyler put it pretty well the other day. It's the game you're passionate about, which is why it pisses you off so much. So
Yeah.
you need a break and you need a relax game.
I mean, that's not doggone Fortnite at all. I was very surprised, like Super Nintendo, Mike.
Mhm.
Like, I played it once, and then I had a buddy who tried to talk me into playing it when it first released, when it wasn't a VR. When it was, you build forts with friends and defend
Right.
against zombies before they flip the assets into a VR.
Shout out asset flips.
Yeah, it was already an asset flip. But
And now they asset flip Among Us.
yeah, they,
Oh, they did, yeah.
did you see their tweet too? How they're like, they should have just talked to us. We would have worked
Right.
with them. Like,
Right.
story looked enough like it, but I don't know. I enjoy the novelty of it.
Mhm.
The fact that I can run around with Master Chief, with the Joker, and Superman.
With the number of licenses that they've acquired for this game is pretty staggering. Like, I like my favorite
Yeah.
character to play is John Wick. I'm roaming around like John Wick.
Some of it's surprising. Like, really? They put John Wick in
Yeah.
Fortnite? Okay. he murders people.
Ellen
Yeah.
Ripley, the Alien,
Yeah.
the Predator.
Yeah, I don't
Freaking-
think it would have nearly as much intrigue for us if we weren't tied to so many
I'm
pop culture references.
Yeah.
I'm mainly impressed, and I mean, I wasn't, I haven't played it forever either. I mean, on and off, before I started playing it like regularly. I hated Epic for a long time because they were
Mhm.
just a crappy. They had a crappy
They're just right there with EA and
unsecure-
Activision.
unsecure account situation that went on where like my account got hacked, other people's accounts got hacked, and I have screenshots showing how long it took them to fix my account. That it was like some Russian thing that happened, and like it took them, it was like 280 days or something
It was
to
a long
get
time.
back to me.
Yeah.
And so for a while they were just a very shady-ish company, and then I'm glad they finally got their crap together for the most part.
For the most part.
Even though they're still, they still obviously have their issues, like especially with that Apple situation that's going on. It's like they're biting off a little more than they can chew, I think, with that.
Well, that whole thing is kind of hilarious. Like you're basically like
Yeah.
you're what is it? What's the term? You're pushing the bull. You're messing with the bull. I don't know, but the fact that they're trying to kind of take a bite out of that whole like market that's been pretty much like carved out by Apple and Android, where these specific sales are specifically like they're basically monopolizing that whole like app revenue
Mhm.
and stuff like that. Hey, honestly, somebody should jump out and try to like kind of take a bite out of that. And they're probably not going to go anywhere. They're not going to win that. I don't know if they have won that. I don't know how far behind I am on this whole thing. I haven't caught up on it, but they for all I know they lost. But
I think it's still going on. I don't
It is.
I don't
as far
think
as
they're
I know.
going to win for sure. I mean, I think them trying to skirt Apple's rules was just a little too cocky. It was like
It's kind
you're
of
already going to be selling tons and tons of crap on the mobile game. Just pay Apple their cut. You're using their
Yeah.
platform,
Use the platform.
and it's in a contract that you agreed to with Apple to pay them their cut, and then all of a sudden you try to side skirt all the money away from Apple, and it's like they're providing you a service. You made a deal with them, just honor it. And that's another shady, type situation where they they just they shouldn't have done that.
it's kind of Epic's thing to be aggressive and
Mm-hmm.
buy things out.
Yeah.
They were shaking up. I mean, ultimately, I think it's a good thing, but they were shaking up the like online world of selling video games. That Steam, like everyone had Steam,
Mm-hmm.
and then once Epic started buying exclusive releases or timed releases, suddenly you started seeing like all these different launchers pop up. And there's like 20 different launchers now?
Yeah, Epic
Yeah.
definitely has found a way to edge themselves into a competitor in a lot of different ways.
Yeah. Yeah.
And-
It's not like Apple needs the money. That's
Yeah.
right.
They
But
keep trashing your equipment every year.
I wouldn't put it past Apple to put some kind of loophole to exploit their clients either. But
Mhm.
I'm a
No,
I'm
they
a
have.
cynical person. Like,
but
I got examples of that.
yeah, the
Um,
exclusive thing I'm not a fan of. Them poaching developers,
Yeah.
and
I-
offering them, like I feel like these indie game companies are still going to make a lot of money
mhm.
on Steam. Even if Steam takes a cut, it's the biggest platform there is.
I mean, look at Chucklefish.
Mm-hmm.
Stardew Valley and all those.
Well, they were offering lots of money to like indie companies, and from a business standpoint, like that, your game is funded now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You can pay all your employees. Like there's no what ifs. It's guaranteed return on income,
But some of the bigger
return on
IPs
investment.
too has been a little surprising sometimes.
Yeah, Hitman 3 was exclusive at launch to Epic, and I wanted it day one, and I didn't want to get it on Epic, but Chivalry 2.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I
I've
think
had to
they-
buy a couple on Epic. I'm not saying I
Yeah.
won't buy one on Epic, but I just
You can't not have Epic anymore because they give you free games too, and they're actually decent.
Mhm.
yeah.
And those
I mean,
some
right
of those
now,
deals they were striking with indie dev companies meant that those companies would get a bigger cut of the sales from that
Mhm.
platform compared to something like Steam. Steam would take a
Yeah.
bigger cut.
no, yeah, definitely. Steam takes like I think 30% or whatever,
Yeah.
and Epic is offering free use of the engine. So they're not even
Yeah.
taking a cut of the engine,
Hmm.
and they're also because they own the Unreal Engine too.
Right.
Those so they have a lot to offer, but it is kind of, I don't know, it's kind of hard to say, like you're gambling a little bit if it doesn't take off on Steam, I guess.
Yeah.
Whereas you're right about Epic giving
Yeah.
them 100% your game's going to be funded.
Hmm.
But I wonder because haven't some
What's
companies
exposure?
been speaking out against Epic, saying like it's not as good as it sounds? I thought there were a couple.
I haven't seen anything myself,
It's not fresh in my memory, but there have been both sides of it.
of course. Always. I got guys, you Mike. How you feeling about Blizzard these days?
Oh man,
Because we got
It's-
Diablo 4 coming, and Diablo 2 remasters coming. Those are the only two games I care about.
yeah, I'm right there with you, honestly. Like, Diablo 2 Remastered, I'm actually a little bit more excited about than Diablo 4. Because I kind of feel like 4 was a response to the backlash that they had to them wanting to put out like a mobile Diablo game. You know, that whole controversy at that BlizzCon.
Immortal.
But like, what, you guys don't have phones? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, which is ridiculous, man. Like, who?
I'm so glad that happened though, because that's
Oh yeah. But then they had to address it later. Be like, so we scrapped Diablo 4 because we're gonna rewrite it, and so we put out Immortal.
Oh man.
sure,
Well,
sure.
Yeah, but what I've seen of it, it looks awesome, and it's gonna be great. Honestly, like, what is what's one of the new like characters? It's like a druid. No, he's like a beastmaster. I don't know what it
It's
is.
Druid.
He's-
They
Druid.
brought it back from 2.
Yeah, and oh god, the gameplay of that looked fucking phenomenal. Honestly,
It did.
but I don't know. Like, I kind of want to play it before I have any sort of opinions about it. I'm excited for it. It looks great. I know what I'm getting with Diablo 2 though, and the fact that it
That's true.
looks awesome. Like, I saw your stream
does.
when you were like, yeah, it looked phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
there are the same like engine flaws because it's over the same engine. It's over actually just everything the original game. They just overlaid over it, like with the new graphics and everything.
They just added
So,
an
like-
Instagram filter.
Basically, because the first thing I noticed was like it was an old little quirk whenever you'd use like Firebolt or something as a sorceress, and the creature would die before you fully casted it. It was like you were already in the hit path, damage already, went through, and it took it and died.
I remember.
And then the animation comes out late. I don't know if you ever had that happen to you.
I have actually. I do know. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So that same bug is in the new one.
Yeah, those same things there. So all those little quirks are still there. I do appreciate one quality of life change they made, that you can kill the Cow King and still go back. because I made that mistake a
The
lot.
cow king.
Oh man, you know what we got to do when it officially comes out? We got to get everybody in there. You, me,
8-player.
8-player.
Land party.
Supposed to
Yes.
support 8 players.
Oh damn,
8 players. That must just get crazy.
dude, that'd be fucking awesome. Although it'd be kind of crazy though, because like I think with 3 players, well, last time we actually went through it and tried going through
Yeah.
that, we were pretty much like we were wiping the floor with just the 3 of us. So with 8 people, that'd be fucking crazy.
There were a couple spots where we were having trouble though. Like when we had Ariel, we were struggling a little bit.
But yeah, man, we'll definitely have to like do that because that would be pretty phenomenal to get a bunch of people playing that again. I don't know. I'm excited. Like I know they've got their controversy that's been going on, and honestly, it's unforgivable the things that have come out, the things that have actually been like said about Blizzard. You know that, I have no words as far as like what
Yeah.
they're going through. They're kind of a shady ass fucking company with everything that's been said. And honestly, there's no redeeming them at that point. I know there's been like a lot of like, what am I trying to say? I don't know. A lot of hard work has gone into the games. So I'm going to appreciate that. I'm going to appreciate the artistry that's gone into the games, everything that they've actually put into that. I'm still going to enjoy it to a point. But am I going to like, I don't know, 100% jump into it again? I don't know. I don't really know.
I can't see myself do it again either.
Ah, man.
Like, I credit them with so much because StarCraft, their games were the first PC games I played.
Yeah.
And playing Diablo 1 and like going through that game, like I want to play it again. There's a lot that I missed as a kid. What's the controversy? So, in general, they've been doing some pretty shady practices. All you have to do is go on Twitter and just look up Blizzard, really, and you're going to find a lot of employees complain because of harassment, tons of harassment.
Sexual harassment.
Sexual harassment was a big one.
Mhm.
They kind of crushed a lot of developers and game developers. Like, you got to think it's super depressing when that is your dream because, they're around our age. They grew up with these games. They grew up with that brand. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
my dream to work at Blizzard. You get that dream and then you're sexually harassed or you're overworked, underpaid. Like,
And then it's swept under the rug.
yeah, and that's it.
I think the one thing that shocked me the most, and honestly is disgusting, but the Cosby room at one of the BlizzCons.
Oh,
Like,
God.
what was the guy's name? He was like the CEO or one of the head guys, but
Yeah.
he had
And
a fucking Cosby room with a fucking picture of Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby.
he can't.
I
And they're
read
all wearing
somewhere
sweaters.
though that actually was that actually existed before all of the Bill Cosby stuff happened though.
I had a feeling, but
Like I think that was already there before all of they didn't do that because he was a weirdo. I think they put that room together like before all of his public stuff came out for his criminal stuff.
But then you have the guy coming out and saying, we're not running this like a frat house, and then like cut to
Yeah,
him.
it looks like a frat
Event.
house.
Yeah. I'm not defending him. I don't know. I just
Yeah.
read somewhere that was the case on that one because I was also pissed about that. I was like,
Yeah.
Cosby. What is
I
that?
think it's fucking awesome that they got something like 2,000 or 3,000 employees to fight him, like go to bat. They're basically unionizing just unofficially.
Yeah, but a lot of them are being fired too for it.
Yeah, which is
And
pretty-
that's
kind of a reverse unionizing a little bit.
yeah.
I mean, apparently that's. There's this one dude I watch on YouTube. He does a lot of Diablo lore, and he kind of dove into it because it's related. And he pointed out that they're going to rebrand to a new name. They're not going to be Blizzard anymore, and that's going to be that. They already got rid of a lot of guys.
Well, yeah, they want
But-
that Blizzard. Now that Blizzard's name is tarnished, they want to move as
Yep.
far away
Yeah.
from that name as possible. So
I
that's
even saw
actually a smart move for them to just dissolve Blizzard out of
Yeah.
existence, kind of, and move everything around because yeah, anytime anyone mentions the word Blizzard, it's not going to be in a good context.
Yeah, unless it's kept in the mainstream, most people won't know the connection to the new company.
Oh yeah, the people will forget about Blizzard in a few years if they just dissolve it.
So it's funny as I try to pull up their new name because I can't remember it. But immediately what comes up is the lawsuit over McCree,
Oh yeah.
which is a sexual harassment lawsuit, apparently.
Mhm.
Like, then they have to change the name to McCree. So, I don't know. You can Google basically anything about Blizzard and you're going to find something.
Yeah.
Buddy.
Fucked up.
Horrible.
Fucked up situation.
Yeah. This point.
Glad it's
But
coming to light, though.
Yeah. And they'll hopefully pay whoever needs to be paid and justice will be served. Yeah, I just...
Pet
Oh.
Justice. Shout out Pet Justice with Jerry
Justice.
Ducey. Amazon Prime.
Amazon
Get
Prime,
yours today.
Yeah. You should watch that on Amazon Prime, though.
Oh my gosh.
I endorse
That should be a
Hey.
watch party.
Gary Busey,
Hey.
Pet Judge.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It's just as good as it sounds.
The greatest. Oh, overwork, no stability. That overwork, no stability kind of defines gaming industry.
Yep.
Everyone's contracted; they're not really employees.
It was kind of a kick in the balls to a lot of people at the Game Awards back in December when Naughty Dog won Game of the Year for Last of Us 2, because that was one of the big games that became notorious for crunch culture.
Hmm.
And then they reward it with Game of the Year, which to a lot of people was basically saying, oh, so you're okay with that.
You're okay with the employees working 80 hours.
The
a
game
day.
itself is a huge fucking achievement on a technical level. How it got there is a fucking travesty.
Not pretty. I don't know. I feel like it's kind of a reflection too, in like gaming as a whole. Anyway, it's
Yeah.
become pretty toxic. Like every game is competitive. No game is fun.
You gotta
Working
go
on
big and go
games-
fast.
Yeah, working on a
Win,
game
win,
is
win,
coming
win.
across as business. It's not fun. Like you hear stories about the original Diablo being developed, and they were so excited about it. They played it in the office all the time. You know, they added a new weapon, new feature, new something, and they play it to no end.
Yeah.
And now it's like, you know, some guy works on some new major title like Cyberpunk, and they're like, "Fuck this game."
And all CD Projekt Red had to do to build hype for that game back in 2013 when it was announced was say, coming, ... when it's ready. And then it releases 7
This
years
is what we
later.
Uniracers.
Yep. Uniracers.
Uniracers for the win. That will cure the entire culture.
I don't know. It kind of makes me think of Grandma's Boy, the movie.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That it just seemed like such an awesome environment to be in. Obviously, got the weird like robot guy, but yeah, man, just like I remember hearing stories of like that being like what it was like to actually work for a video game company,
Well,
and then you get all these stories of people like
there. So imagine the
Imagine.
shitty story. Imagine the shitty stories of actual employees. Something you don't hear about as often is the issues that contract workers deal with, which is just being completely exploited, like as employees, because they're on contract. So fuck
Yep.
them.
Mhm.
Low pay, no benefits.
Lots of stories about that, like fucking horror stories.
we had a
Yeah.
teacher once like he had this big old lecture on how the US is becoming more of like a contract kind of economy. Like you're not going to be able to make money unless you're like a contract, like a what's the
Contract killer.
Yeah, you're just like a contract employee. But like that is such a weird cop out for any sort of industries. Like let's
Yeah.
just contract economy. You're a contract economy. Yes.
Mhm.
I didn't realize Brimboos was watching. It's good to see you.
He's always
Blimbies!
watching.
David,
Always with us.
the most amazing individual of all time.
Yes,
What was I saying?
Something
How the rest of the
Contract.
world use us as a contract economy,
Yes.
and that's the only way we can make money.
Oh,
Yeah, see, I'm always watching
oh, God.
and waiting.
and waiting.
Oh,
Yes.
I think I'm waiting,
Candyman.
man. When are you going to come out and see me? You son of a bitch.
Got him.
You and your COVID.
Yeah.
Now he knows his mom is a bitch or dad. I don't know.
I don't know.
But anyways, like it just seems like a weird cop out. Like I was talking to my dad about this the other day, like about how like companies have pretty much done away with like pensions and stuff like that, and that
Yeah.
goes for pretty much every single industry. Like you don't get that kind of stability. You don't get that benefit for basically like wasting your years of life, you know, slaving away, creating all this amazing content for people to enjoy. So sad.
Imagine spending 6 years making a game that is like $1 billion franchise game like Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yep.
And by the time it releases, you just fucking hate it
Mm-hmm.
because of all the crunch time you spent on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably most games. You know, it's like
Yeah.
even Star Citizen. They have 20 different dev teams, but when you really dig down into, they might have 500 to 700 employees, and there was that last video about the QA team or whatever. And like
Yeah.
they have a whole freaking army of QA people, but if your job is to focus on like just one portion of the game, and you're just having to do it over and over and over and over and over again, or just it's not going to be enjoyable when the final product comes out
Yeah.
as much as it will be for someone seeing it for the first time, probably.
Yeah.
Yep.
Trying to keep the novelty intact is
Yeah.
Good luck. That game is in a pretty good position, I think, because it's such a huge, ambitious game.
It is.
Yeah, and
And
they keep
It look good.
they keep adding
Yeah,
more.
they keep making a shit ton of money, and they keep on going. It's like a live service game that's not even released yet.
Well,
But
let me tell you something about DLC for that game.
Yeah.
There's only one way to get this hat, and it's to be part of the Chairman's Club.
Oh, here we go.
yes.
You have to reach a certain amount of money to become part of the Chairman's Club, which was embarrassing when I got this email. It was just like, "Welcome to the Chairman's Club." I was like, "What?"
Are we at
Number-
the same?
What was the amount?
Number is $1,000.
Yeah.
Oh my.
but
But at
over
the same
years,
time-
Over-
right?
Yeah.
Over a
yeah.
long time, buying a ship here and there, and well, if you think about it, like just the hammer alone in Apex, I spent like $370 over the years.
And you hate that game.
I hate the game, yeah. But I mean, so does everybody that even
Yeah.
loves it.
Yeah.
But the DLC, the difference is though in Star Citizen, it's more of like a store credit type of situation where I can buy I could buy a $500 ship and then melt it back and then buy something else whenever I want. So it's like,
Yeah, so it's kind of like a bank. You always have $500 worth of goods in the game. You can like
Yeah.
trade ships in and out up to that amount.
yeah,
I
thought
do
it was-
like that. The money you put into it, you can always get back out
Mhm.
and just recycle into the game. It's
Well,
not like
And it's like any hobby. You put money into a hobby over time. So Chairman's Club.
is it a necessary evil though? Anticipated game takes too long to drop. Public gets mad. The game is buggy and has terrible gameplay because there was no QA. Public gets mad.
Well, there's
Even if there is
Cyberpunk's-
QA, Cyberpunk is the perfect example. That
Yeah.
game needed 2 more years in the oven.
Mhm.
And the
So
thing,
sad.
QA gets a bad rap from people who don't understand workflows, but QA for sure found the issues. It was just released as is. Like, that's okay.
It's always going to happen.
Yeah.
Always. Doesn't matter what you're playing. And he has a battle pass to finish. Thank you.
Removes. This is like my 5th one of these. Yes.
Guys,
yeah,
I'm-
with the cool thing too about Star Citizen is that it's just, I mean, it's evolving to where when it does reach where it's going, where it's aiming for, when it
Mhm.
finally hits that goal, it's going to be a massive game. I mean, it's going to be huge.
speaking
Yeah.
of massive, I just
I
hit
mean-
level 128.
Oh, nice.
Wait, what's the max level?
That game is, I don't think it stops. Star Citizen is
that's the Battle
already
Pass
so
level, though.
freaking huge, even without all the stuff they're going to add to it.
Yeah, like they're
It's
just now
just
adding. Oh, sorry,
Like,
go ahead.
There's a lot of fun stuff behind it. Like,
Just like
I'll
one
try and
small
share one right
section of
now.
that game is a huge entire $60 AAA mainstream
Yeah.
game with the
And
amount of stuff there.
and the devs even will tell people, you know, like, and even I think Chris Roberts himself, who, you know, he was actually the dev who made Wing Commander back in the day, which
Oh, okay.
I'm sure you guys have heard of.
Yeah.
And then went on to make Star Citizen. But yeah, you can do things like this, which is mining. You know, This
Yeah,
is
you're just
some
mining.
gameplay. And then Max Package comes flying in.
Sweet Jesus! You didn't know
You
where
can
the
see his
brakes
little
were.
body flying
Yes,
around
yeah.
down there.
One time I fell out of the ship while I was in hyperspeed, 18 billion miles from the nearest planet.
Hmm.
So,
And then,
man.
I mean, they've got so much stuff in there. There's like a crime system. You can go to jail. They have, you know, mining. There's FPS missions. There's like rescue missions, salvage missions.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell that was me crashing, and that's because I didn't take into account gravity. You know, you really don't think about that when you're playing a video game.
Yeah.
But yes, you have to take all these things into account. They are doing a really good job of that game. It's really impressive.
Yeah, and I like being part of the process for that, because it's like every time they release another huge, you know, they hit another point in the roadmap, something new comes out. Like you know, in
Mhm.
Q1 of next year, they're going to be adding hacking gameplay in there, so you'll be able to do missions where it'll send you over to some planet to hack something and then steal it and then take it somewhere else. You know, they're adding all these new gameplay loops, but you only need $45 to actually play the game. Every other ship you can buy with in-game money, and they'll even tell you, even the devs are just like, yeah, just buy the regular package and play. You know, and
Mhm.
you can be
Yeah.
part of the whole experience as it's happening.
Yeah,
And I
live
didn't-
service just is the standard now. So,
thanks to the internet.
They're actually adding soon. They're working on this thing called server meshing, and that's going to be what allows them to have like you know, randomized loot on planets and stuff, and
That'd be cool.
they're going to make it to where, you know, hundreds of people can be on the same server pretty much in different places.
hell yes.
Mike sneezing to death.
Can you guys hear that?
No, I just
Oh,
see,
no.
I see the motion. I remember the motion.
I know that motion.
Like trying to like cut out the cam so you don't see like a bunch of like projectiles. Yo,
Production
God.
value.
Yeah.
I got this box fan right next to me, just blowing a bunch of dust in my face. I'm sorry, guys.
happens. It's all good.
Booze is pretty spot on though with those comments.
Yeah.
you left.
Yeah.
It is, and that's what we're gonna live in. Live beta is the biggest thing I have issues with is when there's issues underneath the game itself, the engine, like your Maddens. Like,
Madden's, yeah.
So it's like post-release patches are kind of like surprise mechanics. You know, like back when microtransactions first started appearing, they were like 50 cents here, $1 there. Now it's like $20 here, $30 there. Like
Cheapest
gradually over
$5.
time, the companies introduce it to you slowly, so it becomes the norm.
Oh God. Can you
Uh,
imagine like they
Imagine.
put out like a
Match.
buggy version of the game, and they're like, for $20, we'll give you the patch.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's exactly my point. They're
They've
probably
already tried
trying
it.
to lead it into that for that to be acceptable behavior, because
I,
we're
EA
being
tried it.
groomed. The market was groomed into this. So, but on one
And-
end, it's a fantastic thing for how high tech games are getting now. Like, if a game takes 6 years to make,
Yup.
but it's not done, and the fans really want it.
Yeah. But
Well,
it's like EA tried this already with Destiny 2. Like
Yeah.
you couldn't finish the game unless you gave them another $60.
Yep.
Mhm.
So
And the it's kind of a blessing and a curse these days, because
Right.
the microtrend, like, especially, I'm not, as much as I love a lot of the ones that I do have that are free to play, I think it ruins a lot of these games.
Yeah.
Because while it may be the most profitable way for companies to put out a game like Apex and then just throw out microtransactions to make all their money back, because they know they're going to make more than just selling a $60 game.
Yeah, that's why they do it.
They
They
also
have it calculated.
they also released the game just not even close to being finished, or
Mhm.
not even close to being to where it needs to be. It's like they do it. No, they use the player base as their QA and charge them to do it. Pretty much is what they're doing.
Yep.
Yep. And
Yeah.
he's making a point of pay to win.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pros and cons to it. Anything good can be weaponized, and it
Pay
happens.
to win. It's big on mobile, but yeah, most games that have microtransactions I'll take apart if it's cosmetic. If it's pay to win, I'm less likely to touch that. Except for apparently Pokemon Unite. You can pay to win in that game. But
Can
let's
you,
be
can you
honest.
pay
most of
to
them-
win in Unicycler? What's that game called? Shit.
Uniracers?
Uniracers. Buy some NOS for your unicycle. Now that's a whole controversy now with Apex.
What's that?
When microtransactions are full of exclusive items.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know how Halo's doing the never-ending battle pass system, like battle passes never expire. Well, seemingly EA's response to that for Apex is to bring back old battle pass items but sell them to you in the store, when at the time they were released they were exclusive for the battle pass.
Right.
Isn't that what Fortnite does already? Because like you'll see things in the item shop that are like from season 2,
But-
chapter whatever.
Respawn said they were exclusive to this timed event only. So
Well,
now they're
and-
bringing them back.
In Fortnite, though, I think the actual, the seasons and chapters and whatever will still have store items that are only available, that are usually, or that came out at that time. So,
Right.
like,
right.
you'll see something in the store in Fortnite, and it'll say from season 2, chapter 5, and that usually means that it was just available for sale at that time.
Right.
But the battle pass stuff, like, you're not seeing Iron Man in the store or Wolverine. Those characters that were in that season pass, I don't think they're putting out there in the store.
I think the practice is fine. The controversy is when you put the word exclusive in there.
Yeah.
Because it tricks people into thinking, oh, this is the only time I can ever get it. It's limited time.
Well, yeah,
It'll
people
never
like
come
to
back.
do, people like to flex rare items on people.
Yeah,
And-
which
And if you are one of the people that grinded out this really hard battle pass to get
Mhm.
some item, it should be exclusive.
it should be. Yeah.
If you earned it, nobody else should be able to go back and get it that didn't earn it. That's
Or at least let them do it the Halo way and buy the battle pass that you missed last year.
I would be cool with that. Like let people go back and grind the whole battle pass again,
Right.
or let me go back and grind one that I missed. I'd be happy to do that and get the items.
Because
But-
when everything can just be purchased directly, then you're not treated as a gamer. You're treated as a consumer,
Mhm.
which is what companies like EA do anyway. But they're like making it more blatant that way.
Yeah, that would be an interesting take on it, to make the change that you can choose the battle pass. Choose
I
your
hope-
goal.
I
That would be cool.
I really hope that takes off with Halo Infinite, and then that just becomes the standard.
Well, they're also just costing themselves money. You know, we talked about that before. Like,
Right.
it only benefits them to allow people to buy more battle passes. You know,
Yeah.
oh, season 1, 2, 3, 4 battle passes there, and I didn't get to finish 1 and 3. Give them to me. I'll buy them right now. You know?
Well, and then the player's not getting burned out by feeling, oh, I only have 3 weeks to do this. So I have to
if
do
they-
it.
Or
Right
if they're
there.
finished. Yeah.
Limited, then the game becomes
Exactly.
a job.
Then it becomes a job.
Mhm.
Like, look
Just
at me
what
right
you're
now.
doing. That's what you're
I
doing.
did the math. I have to get 4 levels every day for the next 3 weeks in Fortnite to finish the battle pass.
To get
I have to.
everything.
I have to. I don't need to do it. I'm saying if I want to complete it.
I'm not going for the
That's what I have
extra
to do.
stuff. I hit 100 and I'm like,
I still
oh,
need
I
Rick.
want to get the Superman, Dark Superman, and then that's all I really care about.
Holiday. Well, we went over time. We'll call it a day here.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, man. We just like the last one. We can just take off with the topic here.
The way she goes, Randers.
There she
Our
goes.
takeaways for today is we got to educate Mike on the new Nintendo Switch titles,
Yes.
primarily Pokemon. He's gonna go down that rabbit hole with me.
A whole new world.
It is. So far, it's been
DMCA
battle.
strike.
Well, Mr.
You sang it, so it's
Brimboos, if you remember Your Dad is a Bear, how each episode was like 3 hours long. when you have a group of people that actually enjoy talking to each other, shit happens.
Yep. Hard to stick to that hour.
Mhm.
Yeah. Battle passes keep games alive. Gaming industries killing gamers and developers.
The gaming industry is just killing everybody. There.
Yep.
It is.
It's in the water.
Except for Zuko. Wait, you did more than one episode? Check them out on Spotify. Oh, man. And be sure to check out these 3 guys out. Stupendous Cheeks on YouTube, Twitch. Starting to stream again.
A little bit, yeah.
Super Nintendo. Check his Twitch streams. Music. Every now and then you do a game. If you're in Utah, catch Murphy and the Giant. Jish's reviews. Good time.
Erasers.
And racers. He tends to stream the most out of all of us.
Ish, yeah.
So I would check out MHS Jish on Twitch, and then linked with his Murder House.
He's always finding like new obscure games too.
I know. That's a good time. Mr.
I like
Risky
playing-
Rescue for the longest time.
Why do you have to bring that up, man?
I'm sorry.
No, I'm
To motivate you.
I know. I've been
He
wanting.
had
I've
a
been like
deal.
that. That's not a fun grind.
Still waiting for you to finish Alien Isolation, by the way.
Uh-huh.
Ooh.
You ever gonna get out of that locker?
All right. How about I'll stream it for the October Halloween festivities.
There we go.
I'll
We got
take
something to
that.
look forward to. in
Danny's
October.
birthday. Got to stream
That's
it
what she
for her.
wants.
Oh no! All right.
There
All
you
right.
go.
I'll agree to that.
Something to look forward to. All right. You can catch me here. Or you can catch me on Twitch. Whenever I got time, I like to stream there. Some video games.
Cash him inside because he doesn't go outside.
That's right. It's too smoky.
God damn it.
With the clicking the edit.